You ever see a movie that feels less like a crime thriller and more like somebody trapped you inside a nightmare that just keeps getting worse every 10 minutes? A movie that just is filled with absolute chaos. I'm talking sweaty, paranoid, panic attack chaos where every single bad decision somehow creates 3 more disasters. And the craziest part, the entire movie happens because one guy was too lazy to properly get rid of a gun. Welcome to another episode of Have You Ever Seen? The channel where we break down a variety of movies and TV shows in a cinematic storytelling format with original narration, commentary, and recreated visuals. If that's what you enjoy, then you're in the right place. So the movie follows Joey Gazelle. Joey's a low-level mob guy working for the Perello crime family in New Jersey. He's married to Teresa Gazelle, and they've got a son named Nicky. Now, right away, you can tell Joey's trying to balance 2 completely different lives. On one side, he's a husband and a father. On the other side, he's in bed with a mob family, which is already a terrible combination. Then, one night, everything completely falls apart. The movie opens up with a drug deal between the Perello family and a Jamaican gang. And suddenly, 3 masked men burst in trying to rob everyone. A huge shootout. People start dropping instantly, but then Tommy Perello realizes something wild. The masked robbers are actually dirty cops. And after the gunfight, 2 of those corrupt officers are dead. Now, everybody's in panic mode because killing police officer brings way more heat than normal gang violence. So Tommy hands Joey the murder weapons and tells him to dispose of them immediately. Simple job, right? Throw the guns away, that's it. But Joey makes the single worst decision in the entire movie. Instead of dumping the guns, he hides them in the wall of his basement, planning to get rid of them later. Massive mistake, because Joey's son Nicky and his best friend Oleg secretly watch him hide the weapons. And Oleg's life is dark. He lives next door with his abusive stepfather, Anzar, and his terrified mother, Mila. Anzor is violent, unstable, constantly drunk, and completely terrifying. And on top of that, the dude literally runs a meth lab in the backyard. Then, after another violent fight breaks out, Oleg finally just had enough. He sneaks into Joey's basement, steals the chrome revolver, goes back home, and shoots Anzar with it. Then Oleg runs away into the night carrying the gun. The second Joey realizes what happened, his entire world collapses. Because now, that revolver can connect the Perello family to the murdered police officers. If the cops recover it, everybody's finished. And if the mob finds out Joey lost the gun, he's finished. So Joey immediately starts searching the city trying to find Oleg before anyone else does. And this is where the movie turns into pure insanity, because Oleg spends the entire night wandering through the worst parts of the city, running into criminals, addicts, pimps, and psychopaths. At one point, he gets cornered by a homeless drug addict inside a filthy public bathroom where another shootout takes place. Then, later, he crossed paths with a violent pimp named Lester and a prostitute named Davina. And honestly, Davina becomes one of the most genuinely kind people in the entire movie. When Lester starts abusing her, Oleg actually tries protecting her with the revolver. Except, the gun is empty. Meanwhile, Joey is spiraling through one disaster after another trying to recover the weapon. And what makes the movie work so well, Joey never feels like some cool, untouchable action hero. He feels exhausted, panicked, desperate. The entire movie is basically Joey sprinting through New Jersey looking like he's about to have a nervous breakdown. At the same time, Detective Rydell starts investigating. And Rydell is dangerous because he immediately keeps getting closer and closer to Joey while the mob also starts getting suspicious. So now Joey's trapped between the police, the mob, the Russian gangsters connected to Oleg's family, and somehow the movie still gets crazier. Because then Oleg ends up with a wealthy married couple. At first, the couple seems friendly. Their apartment looks perfect. Too perfect. like some fake dream home. But something feels wrong immediately. The way they talk, the way they act around children, the weird atmosphere in the apartment. And while Joey's still racing around the city, Teresa finds out that Oleg may be in serious danger. So Teresa goes looking for Oleg, and eventually she discovers the horrifying truth. That married couple are child predators who abduct children and film horrific abuse videos. And this whole scene is just disturbing because the movie suddenly shifts into a psychological horror. There are hidden rooms, children trapped inside the apartment, creepy videotapes everywhere. And Teresa realizes Oleg is moments away from becoming another victim. So she fights back. Teresa then kills the couple herself for discovering the evidence hidden inside their apartment, and then rescues the children. Honestly, it's one of the most satisfying moments in the movie. Meanwhile, Joey's situation keeps collapsing. The Russian mob gets involved because Anzar is connected to the Russian crime boss. Frankie Perillo starts suspecting Joey screwed up, and everybody eventually converges at an ice hockey rink. This whole climax is absolute madness. Ivan brings in Anzar and Oleg. Frankie wants answers about the gun. Then Joey gets beaten nearly to death. And right when it looks like Oleg's about to get murdered, Joey creates chaos by turning the gangs against each other. Huge shootout, bodies everywhere. Tommy dies, Ivan dies, and Frankie finally tries to kill Joey, and then the movie drops with the biggest twist. Joey reveals he's actually been undercover for the FBI the entire time, which honestly explains why Joey spends the entire movie looking stressed beyond human comprehension. But the movie still isn't over, because afterward, Joey and Oleg return to the diner looking for the revolver because Oleg said that he stashed it in the bathroom there, only for Lester, the pimp from earlier, to show up with the gun. Another brutal fight breaks out. Joey kills Lester but gets shot in the stomach himself. Then, while all of this is happening, Mila believes Oleg is dead and blows herself up inside Anzar's meth lab. And honestly, the movie becomes emotionally devastating at that point because Oleg has basically lost everyone. Joey barely manages to drive home before collapsing from blood loss and crashing the car outside his house. Then the movie jumps forward to Joey's funeral. Teresa, Nikki, and Oleg are all there, and it genuinely looks like Joey died. But then the final reveal happens. Joey faked his death so he could disappear and protect his family after being exposed as an undercover agent. The movie ends with Joey reunited with Teresa, Nikki, and Oleg at a farmhouse where Oleg is finally part of a real family for the first time in his life. And honestly, that's why Running Scared became such a cult classic. It's violent, stylized, completely unhinged. But underneath all the chaos, it's basically a dark fairy tale about a kid trying to escape a world full of monsters. And that's going to wrap up this episode of Have You Ever Seen? If you enjoyed this video and want to help this channel grow, like and subscribe. And if there's a movie or TV show you'd like me to break down next, comment down below. And until next time, stay humble, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.